Invasion from Below, it really is peak Hero Factory. And I would say arguably one of the most underrated sets is ROCKA's Stealth Machine. This deserves way more love than it gets. It's a classic. So today let's dive in and discuss this brilliant set. And we're also going to have a nice chat about the pieces. Let's see how you can use them to build your own custom creations. I'm down. Here we go. Something awesome about this mech is the color scheme. Yeah, because most of the other Invasion from Below hero sets, they followed a kind of set format. You take the primary color of the hero that's riding the mech, and then you add in a bunch of gunmetal. And I guess you call it a day. Actually, the gunmetal color scheme becomes very prominent. It almost becomes the primary color to some degree. But still, that iconic bright color that the hero is known for, that is always front and center and very visible. But ROCKA's Stealth Machine, it breaks that mold. Cause look at that, you get like 3 gold pieces. 2 of them are very heavily obscured by black armor. Gold on this set is very much a small accent color, and ROCKA is known for his gold. Now we've got gunmetal and black as the primary color. And I love that choice. Because not only does it make this mech stand out from the rest, but it was the perfect thing to actually make this feel like a stealth machine, as the name suggests. There's something so intoxicating about this midnight color scheme. Black and gold. I mean, there's a reason that there's a bunch of songs out there that are titled Black and Gold. It just works. It's so sleek, it's so satisfying, I think it's so cool. Something else that's cool is that shoulder design. These black armor shells, they neatly bulk up the torso and the arms, but the way that they're built, it means that it doesn't hinder any kind of movement whatsoever. As the arm flexes, so does this armor. I love to see it. We also have some standard play features like the Zamisphere launcher, which is always a joy. And then we've got some nice posable claws. A pretty stock standard weapon, but very effective. And trans green, it looks so good. And you gotta love a good containment cylinder. Again, we see this in every Invasion from Below set for the most part. But the ability to store these little jumper bugs up top here, so much fun. It's also a ton of fun to press down on these and have them jump at the heroes. Cute little play feature, isn't it? Oh, and shout out to the minifigure version of ROCKA. They translated him into a minifigure so well. And dude, the Invasion from Below figures are frickin' fantastic. There's a lot to love here. So look, a set with a solid color scheme that breaks from the mold, a mech with a ton of posability, a bit of personality, and a fun design, as well as some pretty great play features. Look man, that sounds like the recipe for a perfect set. I love it. But how about them pieces? Let's check it out and see what we get. Kicking things off with the containment cylinder that I've been speaking about. It separates into 2 pieces, although I don't really know why I'm showing you this, because the next mock, it puts them together. This is Alien by Quanto MOCs. Kind of recontextualizing this piece and making it like air cylinders for a spacesuit. Sick. Or perhaps these are like toxic waste barrels, and this alien needs the fumes of that waste to stay alive. Whatever it is, it's a fun use of this piece, and it looks really good. I especially like how it's being partnered with the Nexo tile here that's the same color. Very pretty. Keeping those trans bright green vibes going, we also get 4 of these claw pieces. Onigek 9000, they keep using them as claws, but I like that they're being paired with other trans green pieces. In this context, the character really does look like they have poison powers, and it's all thanks to that trans green. So hey, if you want to build a character that has this kind of like acid power set, then these pieces are going to fit that vibe very well. Cam's Lego is on the gram. They've built a scorpion-inspired creation, and check this out. Getting 2 of those claws and turning them into sinister eyes. Such a good way to use this. Well done. I mentioned those gold armor shells earlier on. Well, maybe you can take these and use them in a similar way to Vorox. They make for some pretty fancy armor on these gold glove gauntlets. And the color blocking on this is lovely, isn't it? Exceptional stuff. A bit of a weird piece now, this is the chair that ROCKA sits on inside the cockpit of this mech. OKSusu02, they use the orange version of this piece to create a fascinating foot design. It's certainly very different, but I like it. And it's good to see this piece in action because no one really uses this element, it kind of gets forgotten. But it is cool, and it has some good uses. Up next is a pearl dark grey blaster piece. MOCs gets a couple of them and uses them to craft some snazzy looking lower leg armor. It looks quite nice, doesn't it? And I like how that armor shell attaches up top to form a knee pad. And actually, while we're talking about this piece, you do get a couple of them in this set. So how can that be used? Well, other than knee pads, of course. Edon475, they use this to craft the top of a head design. I like that. It hugs the rest of the face very nicely and it very much brings the design together. Maybe you could use this piece in a similar way. Remarkable! That's ROCKA's Stealth Machine. But how about we check out some revamps of this marvelous set? Like the one that Paul X Mock Building has made. See, this is what I expected the LEGO group would do with this set. They'd give us a mech with so much more gold. Look, I like what we got, but dude, this is pretty great as well. I quite enjoy how the revamp very much buffs up the torso. Look at that, adding in armor on either side of ROCKA. It really locks him in there, it's good. And then using a larger gold armor shell down below. I appreciate the heft that this mech has. It's heavy duty and it could totally take a hit from an enemy. That's the kind of thing you want to see on a mech, isn't it? I love this. But I also love this. Rahai Kawaii, they have really upped the detail. Check it out, adding in a kind of like roll cage for ROCKA so that he's really locked into that cockpit. And then we've got all of these system elements on the side of the torso. There is just a brilliant sense of realism to this mech. The hyper-detailed approach, it feels perfect for a mechanical suit. I just really dig this aesthetic. It feels so appropriate, doesn't it? You can see here, the blaster, they've doubled it up, just putting that exact same piece on the bottom. Now that it's a bit bigger, I don't think it would be able to hold a Zamisphere. I don't think. But this new larger size, it does look pretty good, doesn't it? And actually, I quite like the empty space that's at the front of the barrel. It kind of lets your imagination run wild. You can imagine this thing, charging up with some sort of energy beam and then shooting out at a monster. This revamp takes the original set and turns it up to 11. Very fun to see this reach its full potential. And that is the legendary Invasion from Below set, ROCKA's Stealth Machine. Have you got this in your collection? Do you like it as much as I do? Let me know in the comments below. And down below in the description, you can find the social media of all of the builders I featured today. Go and give them some love. But that's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching, happy building, and bye for now. There's actually an old video on this channel where I mistakenly called ROCKA Rocco. I know what happened, man. Maybe I was watching too much of Rocco's Modern Life or something.